Welcome back to the Auto Obscure Garage. Chadwick with you again for another installment of the Auto Experience series. This is our in-depth review series where we do more than just talk about the car as we drive it around. We're going to go in there, we're going to do a 0 to 60 time, quarter mile time, curb weight, front rear balance, weighing of the car. We're going to go over subjective elements like the engine, drivetrain, exterior, interior, all that stuff. So these are pretty jam-packed. Stay put if you want to see more of that. Our car today is incredibly special, a car I've personally chased for much more than a decade. This is a 1993 Lexus ES300 manual. That's right, we have a manual 5-speed gearbox in this one, and that is the unicorn spec. That is exactly what you're hunting for. Now, you could get a manual, 92, 93 only, but it's still exceptionally rare as an option. I think it's far less than 10% of all the ES300s created. On top of that, we're also in a stripper version, which is insane. When's the last time you saw a cloth interior Lexus with no sunroof? Wild stuff here. I have a feeling this was a very low production spec, making it probably one of the rarest Lexus trim options you could ever get. And that's the kind of stuff that makes me super happy, as you guys know. So today, up in the canyons, driving the ES300. What a wonderful car. This is effectively the second generation of the ES, the first being the ES250. I just want to hit a couple things real quick. The exterior of this thing looks so forward for its age. 93, and I have to remind myself that because both the interior and exterior still look 10 years newer. The design, not even just the quality, because the quality is insane with this exact model we're driving today, but the design layout just does not make sense for a car that old. It looks so good. Plus, we're in a double purple exterior two-tone. God, that's good. Most of these are in, beiges and silvers, but no, we're double purple, and the interior is a shade of purple. So effectively, we're triple purpling it today, guys, and that is a cool place to be. This is a great car. The ES300 in general, a fantastic car. Very reliable, heavily mechanically related to a Camry of the same vintage, which is known to be a super reliable, super great commuter car. Regular pedestrian transportation. But you drop this 5-speed in here, and it really transforms the ES300's personality. Because this V6 is so laid back, it's so sedate down low. But when you ring it out, there's a little exhaust note, a little intake induction noise, and it revs quicker. No VVT, nothing fancy like that in 1993. It's just the way this engine is. And the 5-speed lets you stay in the happy zone of the rev range. It's a wonderful combination, guys. I want to say also, the leather tends to hold up pretty good in these ES300s, but this cloth is so comfortable, so soft to the touch and durable. Yeah, it's definitely worth getting it. Not like you can compete for interiors or like shop around, because if you find a manual ES300, scoop it up, because you're probably not going to see another one for sale for a while. Yeah, that's where it gets you. Now, this is the part where I like to talk about the market, and the market's very interesting. I just downshifted in an ES300. How good is life? How good is life? The market, there's really not a lot of comps for these. I've seen them all over the place. I would expect for a runner and driver with between 100 and 200,000 miles, you're going to be close to 7 if it's sorted mechanically, if it looks cosmetically acceptable or better. Now, if you get into like a pristine one owner, this is the specs on this one, let's be honest. One owner, 131,000 miles, absolute perfect Lexus dealership maintenance record, and the condition of it is a 9 out of 10 car all day, every day. Can be up there. Who knows what it is? Automatic ES300s could be had for, 4, 5, 6 grand all day. But manuals, again, I want to say around 7, and then a manual like this, who knows? I'm thinking at least 10, just the right person looking for it. It's the right spec. It's very unique. If you're after the unique stuff, I'm with you, brother or sister. I'm with you, because this is very unique, and this is an obscure Lexus product for sure. But it's a great car to drive. Are they a good buy? Yeah, absolutely. I think it drives like a modern car. There's no I mean, NVH is almost non-existent. This is early 90s Lexus build quality, which is arguably the best build quality Lexus ever had. So you're not going to lose out on getting one of these. You should get one. Even if you get an automatic, I think it's going to be a fantastic car. But if you can get a manual, it is special. It feels special. I think it's worth trying to hunt one of these down. Yeah, it's a good car, guys. I'm having a blast up here. Let's get on to those objective tests. We've got the Lexus ES300 up on the scales. Let's get that curb weight and front and rear balance. Our 1993 Lexus ES300 weighed in at just over 2,900 pounds. This is exceptionally light, and there's a few contributing factors here. First off, cloth interior, stripped out, kind of featureless, no sunroof, manual transmission, that's going to save you a lot of weight, and it had a quarter of a tank of fuel in it. So this is as light as you can get an ES300, and the car really genuinely feels like it. The 3,000 pound mark is a great place for an automobile to be. There's a lot of great stuff. Look at that Porsche Cayman S. Yeah, slight power to weight difference. The ES300, a nice luxury sedan at 3,000 pounds, is a great place to be. The 93 ES300's front and rear balance is indicative of a front engine, front wheel drive sedan with 60 over the front, 40 over the rear. This is pretty standard stuff here, so nothing surprising to report. It was mechanical sympathy that kept me from letting that clutch just drop and burning the tires on this ES300. Easily could have reached 0 to 60 in the 8s and done a slightly quicker quarter mile. But this car feels great. This V6 puts the power down exceptionally, and I'm still really impressed with this relaxed acceleration time. The ES300 offers a sedate yet refined driving experience. Sprinkle in our example's exceptionally rare manual transmission, and the car transforms into something much more engaging and frankly, more rewarding to drive. The ride is far more plush than one would expect for an entry-level luxury car from this era. But then again, Lexus was fresh on the scene and making great efforts to establish themselves as a premier OEM. Inputs are relaxed, but not sloppy. This era of ES300 absolutely nails the compromise of comfort and responsiveness. The ES300 is a commuter's dream. Outward visibility is fantastic, the car handles exceptionally well for its class, and the ride is supple and accommodating without wandering into floatiness. The V6 power levels pair wonderfully with the gearing of the 5-speed gearbox, leaving the car never feeling stressed when hustled. How the hell is this car from 1993? Just look at it compared to any of its contemporaries. The Lexus ES300 hosts an overall sleek and quite aggressive styling palette. The front end especially looks heavily influenced by emerging sports car attributes of the period. Headlights are sleek, not to mention projector style in the early 90s. The lower air dam is large and well pronounced, and the hood drops steeply towards the front. The side profile also remains characteristically sleek and low profiled. The two-tone paint, double purple in our example, shines in its full 90s charm. The rear of the vehicle is also clean with a slightly upturned trunk trailing edge. The car looks far ahead of its time. I believe this generation ES300 is the best offering Lexus has to date. Keeping the purple theme alive, we crawl into a purple cloth interior. Yes, cloth on a Lexus product. The Big Brother LS400 only offered cloth as an option for 90 and 91, but the ES kept the dream alive by having a cloth option. The majority, and I mean 90% plus, of this generation ES had a leather trim interior, making this model's cloth interior far less common. Factor in the lack of a sunroof, a tape deck only, and a 5-speed manual gearbox, more on that shortly, and you have a very rare little Lexus for sure. The gauge cluster is well ahead of its time too here. I also have to call out the little middle sun visor, made from the same cloth as the rest of the interior. There's also the really cool wood veneer points that you touch to cover up other items like the cup holders in this case. Such a Lexus thing. Materials feel substantial in this interior, and the doors close with a heavy thud. The fabric surfaces feel of high quality, and the overall dash layout is timeless. The 300 and ES300 references the 3-liter V6 that powers this sleek sedan. The 3VZ FE engine is a dual overhead cam 3-liter V6 that makes 185 horsepower at 5,200 RPM and 190 pound-feet of torque at 4,400 RPM. This V6 has an iron block and aluminum heads and was Toyota's response to the Nissan VG V6 engine offerings. Anyone spending any time under the hood of one of these cars will notice the engine's tilt. This was due to being originally built for rear-wheel drive trucks and SUVs. For front-wheel drive use, the engine had to be rotated to fit in the engine bay. This is a very stout power plant, with some folks noting head gasket failures, but plenty of examples seeing over 200,000 miles and no sign of failures. The 3VZ FE is an incredibly refined and smooth power plant that presents equal parts performance with reliability. Sure, it's a front-wheel drive people-moving sedan, but the ultra-rare 5-speed manual gearbox present on this example really elevates the fun factor, because this was only available for the years 92 and 93, and even then, exceptionally rare. The fact that this gearbox feels solid, with a precise shifter throw pattern and substantial weight, further supports the overall fun driving experience. Working 3 pedals, even on the most pedestrian vehicle, can still make it a rewarding driving time. I'd target this manual gearbox option if you're looking to optimize your driver engagement. Good luck on that hunt. Is this humble 1993 Lexus ES300 with its cloth interior, lack of sunroof, tape deck audio system, and manual transmission the rarest Lexus trim of all time? Precise production numbers are incredibly difficult to obtain from this period, bordering on the impossible. But what we do know is that the manual gearbox, again offered only in 92 and 93, is an exceptionally rare option. Cloth interiors were also becoming very rare options on Lexus products as the 90s progressed, with leather becoming the standard. A Lexus without a sunroof, also incredibly rare. All of these trim options stirred together make for a very rare package in this Lexus ES300, one that I've never seen before. The ES is already a great car. Add in this highly interesting rarity and exclusivity, and the pot gets sweetened even further. In a world where stripper trim-level cars have all but gone the way of the dinosaurs, it's refreshing to find a luxury brand example like we have here today. If you have the opportunity to secure a manually equipped ES300, I'd highly recommend scoring it, as that wildly rare opportunity may be the only one you ever get to own this fantastic machine.